Hi, my name is Jason Christine, and I'm 40 years old, been a resident of the Lehigh Valley my entire life. I actually grew up in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and lived in Nazareth, Easton, Forks Township, the College Hill area, and resided in Allentown for the last 3 years. My real estate agent is Jamie Achberger from Keller Williams. Renting at Madison at the Lakes off of Cedar Crest Boulevard for the last 3 years, and beautiful place, but you know, when you rent, the price keeps going up, and I was kind of looking for a little more less of financial strain. So when I started running some numbers, I realized that if I did buy a home, I could probably save a few $100s monthly. So Jamie was awesome. When I first really wanted to find a realtor, I started actually out on Zillow, doing some reviews on various realtors, and Jamie's reviews were off the chart. And there were a couple other realtors that I was looking at, but I really looked at Jamie's bio. I just then went to the Keller Williams site, and I noticed one of the things that she had written in there. And one of the first few sentences, I believe, was that she said that, I've helped hundreds of families, over the past, several years. And that really kind of resonated with me. That was perfect. I was in a situation where, I wasn't sure where I wanted to live. I wasn't sure if I wanted to live in Allentown, closer to where I work. Easton, closer to where my daughter lives, or somewhere, such as Bethlehem, or even out in the country a little bit as far as like Walnut Port area. So, I really had to decide, whether I want an investment property, something I could live in for a year or two and then possibly rent out. Did I want to go to the top end of my budget to live in something that might be a little more permanent? So I had a lot of questions in my mind, and I was really looking for an experienced realtor that could really help steer me in that right direction, help answer some of the questions that I had, and I'll tell you, Jamie was absolutely perfect. She knew all of the areas that we visited, very, very familiar with the Lehigh Valley and beyond. I think we looked at something like 25, 27 houses, and she knew a lot of the areas, she knew a lot of the streets, and that kind of really helped me start to make a decision on where I wanted to live. Jamie's awesome. I would say hardworking, extremely dedicated, and extremely knowledgeable. And when I say knowledgeable, knowledgeable, as I mentioned earlier, about the areas in the Lehigh Valley, but also when you're going to look at homes, Jamie had a really good sense of, what to look for in the home, especially in the basements, wet spots, cracks, things like that. And even as far as the various, we went in a couple flips, and, she was able to even find, some things that, she brought to my attention, as far as, whether, something wasn't centered, or, a cabinet was out of place, or so on and so forth. So her attention to detail was really unbelievable as we walked through, because, when you're a buyer and you're kind of walking through these homes, you're kind of like in awe, like you just don't even know which way to go. But, every single house that we went in, Jamie just had that kind of attention to detail, and was really able to, to focus me after the walkthrough, on the pros and cons, of that particular property. The entire process with Jamie was just a wonderful experience. Like I mentioned before, we had looked at close to 27 homes. Some of the investment properties were, in the $70,000 range. All the way up to $130,000. And from the very beginning, I felt like I was looking at $1 million homes with Jamie. Just the attention to detail that she gave me. She was always available, no matter when I texted her or, had to call her. she really helped make the process seamless once I actually decided on a house. She has a lot of connections as far as like home repairs and home inspectors and things like that. So that really helped me make some decisions in areas where I wasn't knowledgeable at all. In this one particular instance, I'd just like to mention, because this is kind of a test to the kind of realtor Jamie is. With the dedication to hard work and knowledge. But we looked at one particular property, and I just remember this off the top of my head, but we knew it needed an updated electrical box. And she immediately made a call, right on the spot while doing the inspection, and within 5 minutes, we pretty much had a quote on what it would cost to replace that whole box. So that's just one of the many examples that really stands out in my mind. But thank you, Jamie, very much. It's been a great experience, and I'm happy to have really found something where I can settle in and I can be happy in a nice area. And my daughter Anna too is going to be thrilled as well. So thank you.